Alright, so if we're good to go, everybody's getting set up. If we're good, I will start the recap.
Good.
I'm ready.
So last time, you took it upon yourselves to, trying to clear your name or working against the clock in trying to clear your name. Still had a matter of finding the Nimblerite. Going onto the ship, the Seamaid's Fair proved to not work, or was not the Nimblerite you were looking for. However, you investigated the nearby second ping in the same ward. Going there, you found, under a tarp in an alleyway, a Nimblerite. He got up, and after a tense little bit of talking, decided to just run, in which you all attempted to take him down non-lethally. However, the final blow was by Rat King with a crossbow shot. You picked them all up and ran off before you could be found by some approaching City Watch. Decided to make your way back to the House of Inspired Hands to turn in, thereby collecting a reward of 500 gold pieces and 4 inventions. Heading back home for the rest of the night, you were visited by Trench, who 3 ghosts, Leaf, and Leaf, all just in different mustaches. You were visited by Trench, who had an update to give Rat King / Mousey information on what he had found about the sort of fiendish devil pacts from the rumors that surrounded the Gralhoons, giving you some information that they have rumors of a strain of tiefling in their family line. The next day, you decided to take the only other clue you had, which was a map, which you found on the Nimblerite. Map leading you to a mausoleum in the middle of the City of the Dead with the name Castellanter. Going there, you found it to be recently investigated, recently visited, finding 2 dead bodies on the ground and a third, near death, you resurrected. Turns out cultists had found their way there, retrieved the Stone of Galore, and then were betrayed by 2 others, who took the stone and ran off. And you were told that you were needed to visit an old windmill somewhere in the South Ward. And that's where we will pick up. The map of Waterdeep.
We were thinking that, the windmill used to be, outside the city, but the city, expanded to include it at some point.
It is... You don't know what it is yet, but obviously you'll find out enough that it's an old windmill. It's no longer a using windmill, and it's not in the middle of, the hustle and bustle of the city. It was probably at one time actually used for milling, before the rest of the city sort of built up around it, and rendering it obsolete. But
I thought they were used for solar power. Or not solar power, but
windmills do not work that way! / Morpo Futurama. In any case, the day is yours.
We also definitely didn't release a vampire.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
It was already
I
boned.
think we're just heading straight there.
All right.
Unless you guys want to do something in this area of town.
Yeah, it's still you haven't been in the City of the Dead for that long. It's still pretty, early morning, so you can make your way down there.
Did we ever find Sharptooth's, or wasn't Sharptooth looking for old band members or something?
No, I don't think it was a band member.
Family. I guess it could have been old band members. It's just people they knew. It's more like as he was walking by type thing. I don't think you'd especially if potentially we're on a time limit. I think he might, but it's more as he walked by if he spotted anything.
Do an investigation check then. We'll do it as you're walking by. 18. You glance over at a couple of other tombstones, not expecting any to be in any mausoleums or crypts. You don't find any of your other band members' names on there, but you do find Ray Spath.
Ah, that's
A
weird.
tombstone died 100 years ago today.
What a coinky dink. Don't you just find that weird? Hey guys. Look, it's my name, but different, but kind of still my name. But 100 years ago, which is easy to figure out because you just have to take off the one at that one point, and then it's today.
Oh, maybe that's a good luck charm? You know, like, I don't know, deity numbers?
You're not a zombie, are you, Sharptooth? I mean, that would explain a lot about, like, the smell. I mean, if you have to be honest.
Oh, you're such a kidder. Ah.
Yes. I'm sure it's good luck.
Yeah, seeing a grave with almost your name on it, surely a good omen.
That's what I'm thinking.
I agree. Let's go to this one.
All publicity is good publicity.
Well, if everybody
just
else
take
thinks it's a good idea, then I agree too.
You take a chisel and like just kind of try your best to make it spell base wraith.
Hold it. You guys go on ahead. I'm going to just do something real quick.
Make a stealth check if you're actually going to chisel it in the middle of the day.
As we're walking by, walking past, from them do that, I'm just casually mumble to myself. I'm admittedly a little surprised he knows how to spell his own name.
I'm thinking of this as like how with wet cements there, you write your name in it type of thing, sort of.
You now go ahead and make a performance check as you are successfully unseen as you were doing this, but how well do you do it? Rolling perfect 18s all the way. You do manage to change it to base race. And
what could possibly go wrong with that?
And so underneath you put was here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will be here. Oh, now people will think it's a zombie if he was here.
But no. This is a long-term plan. Later on, when he dies, he can come over here and say, "Hey, this is my tomb. Why is somebody else buried here? Get him out and put me in."
Man, this like running back to the group. We're like, man, that tombstone's worth so much money now.
Well, this is interesting. Why? Where's the? I ran my. I did my table of. I did my table of random encounters, and it brought me to one that doesn't appear to actually have a thing in here for. Oh no, there it is. It's out of order for some reason. I'm guessing they meant to do street vendor and then inserted the word food because it's at the end of the street. Alphabetically.
So as we're walking, we just see a giant cupcake sitting in the middle of the street.
Well, let's see. I've never done this one before. Tinkling Bell announces a man pushing a cart of grilled fish kebabs, which he claims were caught this morning in Gurdon. Hear ye, come now hither, and try some of my best fish kebabs, caught this morning in Gurdon.
Actually sounds delicious.
Oh, would you like some, little rat person?
No, it's as Mousey. It's like, okay. Yeah, how much for one of your kebabs?
Kebabs. Well, you see, this is the finest one, fresh from the waters this morning and cooked right in front of you. It'll be 2 copper pieces. Let me get this whole thing. It takes out like a. Well, what do you do?
Brutrik definitely wants 4.
I say to the other people, "Hey guys, can you spare 2 copper?"
Fine. I'll give him 2 copper.
Brutrik then goes to Simon.
Go ahead, Brutrik.
Brutrik goes over to Simon. Can I have 8 copper?
All right.
So Brutrik has 4. Like he
So,
does kind
goes
of like
up.
offer one, but he's also like hoping nobody says yes so he can eat it.
So you go up and you give him the money. It's like, all right, stand back. Let me get it. He takes a giant stick, and you're like, well, where's the kebab? Maybe it's shish kebab, and you're just going to skewer it. And he opens up a little tub in his street cart, and then puts the stick in and sort of wraps it around a couple of times, and comes out with like a big thing of kebab on it, and hands it over. Here you go, little one. And he takes the 4 and makes you 4 Brutrik, and gives it to you.
Is it cooked?
It is cooked. Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I thought you maybe just had like a fish stew in there, and he was like,
Now I was kind of making it like this is some sort of magical kebab that he does like cotton candy.
Oh my god!
Take a-
It's still pink.
I take a
And
bite.
it's really good. It's a little early in the morning for like lunch, but you get it like it's nice and warm and good texture, good spices on it.
Brutrik eats 2 and then offers the other 2 to Sharptooth and Simon.
I say-
You ask. Yes, I would like one.
I say, sir, this is delicious.
Finest
What
finest in the land.
what is? Do we see like a name on the card or anything like that?
No, it doesn't. It's unnamed. At least not displayed.
Well, sir, what you need is some publicity. My name is Mousey Brown. I run Knee Deep and Waterdeep, the broadsheet. And
I've heard of that.
if you're ever interested in advertisement, I guarantee people will flock to your fish kebab cart because that is delicious.
Well, it's I mean, I've thought about it, but the problem is that I tend to wander around the city based on where it's popular in the day, so kind of hard to say, hey, visit my place in wherever you might find it. But I have
Maybe
thought of it.
Maybe in a couple thousand years, we'll have something called hashtags. People will automatically know where you are.
That's a new kind of food, a kebab I'm working on, a hash kebab.
I think it's made with potato.
Yeah, potato.
Oh, that's I'm gonna have to try that recipe. That's very good. Here, you know what? Have another one on the house. And he makes another one and hands it off to you. It's like it's a good sign. Tell your friends to come look for hash kebabs.
If you ever do, if you're
kebabs.
ever interested in catering, I think the people at the tavern might love this.
Go ahead and make a
We,
persuasion
also own
check.
we also own a tavern.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Troll Skull Manor, a tavern. We were open for a week. I've heard of us.
Oh, the 12. You know what? I might stop by there one of these nights and get a feel for the place and see if it's could use some of the world famous Big Bob's famous kebabs.
Oh, I love it. Love the name. We could be an official distributor. Pretty soon you'll have franchises all over Waterdeep and all across the Sword Coast. You're going to be big,
Franchises?
son. Yeah, you're going to be big.
Yeah, take that, Mom. I know you never believed in me, and I'm gonna. He's just like talking to himself this time. I know you never believed in me, but I'm gonna make myself something. And it's
Old Ma Kebab.
old mob's old-fashioned kebabs. She wanted me to be a doctor.
Remember that in The Simpsons? That hot dog vendor was following Homer around?
Oh yeah, lady,
Get
he's putting my kids through college.
Yeah.
Well, sir, I'm so happy that you didn't follow what your parents told you to do, because this is delicious.
I'm glad you liked it. I will wander around nearby to your tavern, as you people are so nice. If you ever see me out there, come on up. Don't be a stranger. Oh. He kind of like looks around. It's like, man, this weather's been strange as of late. A little windy, like straight
it's been
couple of
windy.
days of wind.
I feel the disadvantage, actually, because of it.
Because, you know what? I bet it's a sign. I was talking to my greengrocer yesterday. He told me that he heard from the fishmonger in the Sea Ward. It's rife with devil worshippers. That's what it is.
Yes, that's not very likely.
I don't know.
But don't we think
Oh, anyway,
you
I'm gonna
again
get
for
the
the-
rest of the breakfast and brunch crowd, so I shall be off.
Fish for breakfast. Who would have?
He
said-
heads up the street and bids you all a farewell.
Oh, that was a
you hear
delightful
that?
distraction from the absolutely tragic thing that just happened almost less than 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. And did you hear what he said about the strange winds being related to devil worship?
Sorry, Simon. You go ahead.
well, aren't we going towards a windmill?
I mean, you're not wrong.
So they're getting
But
the devil to push the wind, so that way the windmill turns, so that way they can use the windmill to windmill stuff.
Like make flour.
I guess. What? That's what it does.
Evil flower.
You make your way towards.
now, all of a sudden, I'm terrified of going in this windmill. It's like they want the windmill turning. Oh no!
It is quite obvious to see as you walk up to it that this was once a windmill. It's tall and cylindrical, and there is the remnants of a windmill blades on the end of it. They no longer really are there, and as such, nothing is really turning. And
Oh, thank God.
there's probably not. The way the wind would work as the city is built up around this two-story building would probably not be the best for, winds. However, you do come up to the windmill, which looks something like this. I know I said nothing's turning, but the sound music I have is a windmill turning.
All I can think of is Dolly from Final Fantasy 9.
Not seen it, unfortunately.
It's only turning into the future.
So has this windmill been like converted into like a place of business?
Looking over, this place looks kind of run down. It definitely isn't a business, but there are several doors leading into the windmill, the building, the structure itself. Nothing has any like business signs or even address signs on.
And I might have had a brain fart. This is where one of the cult members said the other people ran off to.
Correct.
With
The two that you were told that two had betrayed the other three, the ones that you found,
Right.
and you were told that they likely came here.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not so spooky because it's kind of more in the middle of the day. Ah, so that's nice. I'm willing to go in. Is everybody else feeling okay?
I just hope that it's not spooky indoors.
Well, we are after two devil worshipping cultists. That puts you at ease.
Yeah.
It's probably fine. Probably fine.
So, all three of these are doors.
Yes, where you are right now, you see three doors. One here, and one here. There are windows going up in this larger building here, but they are, not at the ground level. Looks like this is where the stairs start to go up into the second level of the tower, the more cylindrical area up north.
It looks abandoned. So, or at least there's no obvious.
You don't know if it's abandoned, but it looks old and it doesn't look like it's being used for anything public, be it official residences, I should say, or businesses. Again, official businesses.
Derelict, I think that's the word.
Possibly derelict.
Would it be appropriate to knock?
Well, if it is,
Yeah.
maybe somebody else should do the knocking. I tend to break doors.
Yeah, this might be like doesn't look like it's a business or a household. Could be a hideout. We should be sneaky.
You may wish to change your clothes then.
Yeah, we'll be right from here. So thank God I don't have to run away and change anymore, and I just do my reversible armor. To put on my mask. Any windows?
Not on the ground floor of this area. There might be some around the other side.
Oh, so we can walk all the way around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go for
Well,
windows.
I didn't know if it was next to buildings or.
It looks to be standalone. It definitely isn't connected to the thing. The city was built up around it, rather than and it didn't absorb. The buildings didn't absorb. So, but I can see how you might think that.
I just kind of walk around and see if these are windows.
Looking around, this is a stone building. The doors are wooden, sort of a little bit older wooden, and you do see coming around the corner there is a window. The window has no glass in it. It is just metal frames, metal or empty lead frames without glass, and it is dark inside. But looking in,
they're still using lead.
might have asbestos too.
Yeah.
Looking in, you see just some sort of straggly looking person, just sitting on loose furniture, a bit of garbage and debris just piled up. There's graffiti sort of over the walls, both inside and out of this. A second person, also in similar sort of quality of clothing, comes over and just sort of steps into view before sitting down nearby as they start just chatting away.
They appear to be in robes similar to the.
Make a perception check. Yeah, I forget her name too. The person you had talked to was named Vael Lerval, although I don't know if you ever actually asked her name. Sharptooth, you can't see because you're looking at a door. You didn't go around the corner with Rat King, but Mousey, with your 3, you can't really tell. They don't look to be cloaks. Sharptooth trying to... I got it. Just make sure you're on the little arrow pointer tool. There you go. But yeah, they don't look to be sort of cloaks that match. Coloring's off, but you can't really tell.
Does this look like a really messy, tiny apartment?
Even less so than that.
It's like a loft?
Not even.
It's a Japanese micro apartment.
Want to sneak under the windows and come over to this one.
Okay. Let me...
Brutrik is just kind of trying to sneakily, sneak behind with Rat.
So Rat King can easily duck below things. Brutrik, go ahead and make a stealth check. As you try to do the same. And you are completely fine.
Just jump over where the windows.
Do a handstand.
This one also looks to be a small room that, similar sort of, there's garbage and sort of like broken furniture everywhere, and 3 people are in there just chilling, not really doing that much, nothing of interest. Also in very raggedy clothes.
Can you tell me the names of the 2 people?
The 2 people you are looking for are,
Yeah.
Where were they?
Running down.
Arn Zalarandor and Sephia Nailreiki. I will put them in the game chat. Also coming on this side, you see a 4th door over... over here.
Brutrik just kind of like sneakily comes up behind me and I'm like, oh.
Oh, sorry. Oh, jeez, there seems to be like a good handful of people in here. I don't know which one's Zelrondar and which one's Zephia Nalreich.
Yeah, are they just people here just like lounging around?
Yeah, look to be, yeah. Not very comfortably. One looks like they're just trying to sleep on what looks to be a bunch of blankets, not like a mattress or a bed or even a sleep sack or anything. It's just a couple of blankets.
I think some of the city's less fortunate come here to sleep. Get out of the cold.
I'd like to check the other windows if we could, because each window
Yeah.
we keep seeing more people. I don't really want to bust in any doors blind.
Mousey and Brutrik, if you could both make a stealth check, please.
Big rules.
Mousey managed to get away no problem. However, with Brutrik sort of talking as he is walking away, one of the commoners comes over and says, Hey! What are you doing looking in here? This is our place! Before you get around the thing.
Oh, sorry, I just never seen a windmill so close.
Windmill? It's not a windmill. I haven't been a windmill for, I don't know how long. Years, decades, centuries, millennia.
Wow,
Ever?
that's a really long time.
I know, right?
Tell me more.
No!
Oh.
Now, what you doing spying on us? We didn't do nothing.
I honestly just wanted to see what was going on inside the windmill.
Well, you shouldn't just go around looking around at people's and windmills.
Why? I'm sorry, it didn't look like I didn't think there was anyone inside. But I wanted to make sure, because, I don't know, sometimes when places are abandoned or something, you can just kind of walk in. So I'm really happy that, you yelled at me and made me notice there was people in here, so I didn't just very rudely walk in the door.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
And his innocent demeanor. Oh, God.
Yes, did I mention we're spying on you?
Yeah. I knows what you're trying to do. You're trying to sell me something. I don't got no money. That's why I'm living in here with these guys. One of them kind of goes like, and the other one's just like storing in the corner. But I'm just, we're here fair and square. All right, we just got squatters' rights, and you can't do nothing about it.
Don't say squatter rights.
I'm sorry, here, let me make it up to you, and I'm gonna hand him one of my leaf whiskeys.
Kind of, like I said, what? You just what? You take the thing off and smell. Oh.
I'm very sorry that I upset you, and I was very rude.
He just drinks the whole thing right there. Like puts his arm on his lips to wipe off any slobber or anything. Is like, ooh, and he kind of shudders a bit, like he hasn't had something that good in a long time. you know what? You're forgiven. Hands you back
Empty bottle, yeah.
your empty bottle. It says, "Well, all right. What did you really want here? You got my ears." Sharptooth and Simon, actually, what are you guys doing? Are you just gonna stay here until they reconnaissance back, or do you want to do something in particular?
I'm on lookout. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
If I heard something going wrong, as Sharptooth in his brain's going to be a distraction and start playing music and everything, to be like,
Okay.
So that's sort of the game plan.
Okay, so you guys are
Simon-
just trying to be. Go ahead.
Simon, you have the most important job of all. You're on the lookout.
Really?
You go long.
With that, going back to Brutrik and Mousey. Mousey, I imagine you're just around the corner, just sort of spying and still out of sight. But
I'm just like hoping it's like.
yeah, but the
Okay,
squatter
I-
is. Go ahead, Mousey. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just like relieved that like, it worked out. He's not going to get caught, but it confirms his suspicion that these people are like basically homeless.
Yeah. But the one you were talking to, Brutrik, does hand you back uncharacteristically. Like, this is somebody who you figure would just, wouldn't just give you back something. But I think you earned a lot of his trust by just giving him some of the best whiskey he's ever tasted. Hands it back to you. He's like, all right, what are you really doing here? What do you want? Did you need something from this place? You looking for something?
Yeah, there was some cultists. Have you noticed anybody weird around here?
I mean, we're all kind of weird. I mean, look.
But you all know each other, right?
Yes, this is true. Maybe you want the guys upstairs.
Yeah, is there anyone that kind of like keeps more to themselves and maybe don't really have the nicest feel? Like, I mean, you're a nice guy. Just trying to make sure that, people aren't bothering you.
I mean, I've got grit my teeth at things, but I am flattered. Thank yous. Now there's some guys upstairs. Always dressed in dark cloaks. I think they think they're better than us. I mean, they probably are better than us, but they shouldn't just think that. That's not nice.
Oh,
But
it's not nice.
yeah, they're in the apartment upstairs. Just here, go around the front, which is the other side of this. He points back to the north end of the building. Go in the side door just below the rounded things and head up. You'll see some stairs leading up. They're in one of the southern bedroom apartments or whatever it is up there. I don't go up there that often.
Oh, jeez. Thank you so much. Can I get your name?
Oh, it's Ah.
Oh, thanks, I just wanted to be able to say thank you to you, with your name. So thank you, we're gonna go
Okay.
upstairs. And by we, I mean, I do have some friends somewhere else, so I'm gonna call them over, and we're gonna go see those people, because I think they're not very nice. And so we're just gonna
Alright.
go make sure they're being good people.
That sounds
Did
good.
the other-
Hey, if you get a reward, just don't forget about your good old friend who helped you out here.
How could I ever forget, Alright. Nice.
What my mother used to say. Mousy?
What was it? Oh, did the other cultist where did she go? Did she just go about her own business after?
She stayed behind, and you just let her do her stuff. She said she'd probably leave in the city. Sent you here to just take care of the. You were looking specifically for the stone. She would also like you to take care of avengement, something like that.
Yeah, revengeance.
Revengeance, yes.
All right, so let's meet
Sweet
up back
cold
with
blood
Sharptooth.
So you guys head back to the north thing.
Okay.
They were specifically talking about this door there.
Only we check that one first.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, they're up these stairs. There's some people who are going through the rough patch right now, but they're genuinely nice people. in the other rooms. So we're
Are
not
you
gonna bother.
just going in?
Yeah, just gonna go in that door.
Okay. Opening up the door. Boop.
What kind of death trap triggers?
3
Nothing.
heads.
It's just a door. Going into this is a hallway heading south with a couple doors lining it. To the north, you can very easily see that there is a stairway hugging the edge of the wall, heading up to the upper part of the cylindrical part of the structure. This place just looks very run down and would probably be what's the word when something is officially you're not supposed to go in there?
Condemned.
Condemned, yes, thank you. It looked like it'd be condemned if anybody cared, but like, there's debris, there's holes in the roofing and the walls, like bird droppings everywhere, garbage everywhere. Pretty gross.
Sounds like my old apartment.
Yep.
So they said they were just right at the top of these stairs in the southernmost bedrooms.
Okay.
Assume the rest of these are just rooms, but we'll ignore them for now.
I'm thinking they might just be more other people that are just trying to
Yeah.
find low-income housing.
So upstairs.
All right.
Well, I'm afraid I'm
Give
going
me
to
a mark.
disturb somebody.
Go ahead and give me a marching order if you're heading upstairs. Sharptooth went right into the black area.
just drunkenly running.
God, I faced through the wall again.
It happens sometimes. I don't know why.
Let me cut open the.
I'm switching places with the other guy in the grave.
It's a flickering. It's a flickering. Do you see it?
Bring you guys over to the other part of the map. Boop.
Bypassing all the magic treasure in the southern room. It must be infuriating as a DM, knowing it's like, the treasure's right there, just go into the room.
It can be.
The horde is right there in the door to the left. There to the right.
It's like, that's where the dragon horde is, in that room.
We'll never find
Perfect
it.
place to hide. Yeah.
Okay. Heading up into this room, this looks to be where the windmill itself, the blades were hooked up to the actual millstone. Standing in the middle of this in the southern area is a large, decrepit, unused milling area. There are 3 doors here, one on the left, one on the right, one at the end of the hallway. Or the end of the room, it's not really a hallway.
So we have a plan of attack here?
Well, they did say it's the southernmost bedroom, so that room at the end there, past the blade hookup, seems to be where that would be.
If we see a man and a woman in dark robes, we're just gonna go hog wild.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I suppose we could stay here and mill about.
Could we just walk away? It's like,
Head up to the door. Stepping on each other's feet as you do it.
I'm gonna hide behind one of the contraption a little bit.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check, just in case that comes into play.
He has a small existential crisis as he tries to disguise himself as a cog in the machine.
Yeah. Is this what I've become?
This is why I did freelance, so I wouldn't have to do this. Brutrik would like to try to stealthily open the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
I'm also just gonna like
19. You go and
kind
try
of like
to open...
ready.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
You can ready something as well. We'll just say you'll have there's no chance of you being surprised in combat.
Yeah, like
You
I'm
go and
just gonna
try to
ready
open the
the
door,
crossbow.
Brutrik, and you were doing as quietly as possible. However, you find the door is locked. You do very gently jiggle the handle, try to open it, and you don't think you've disturbed anything on the inside if anybody could hear it. You're pretty confident that even though you could not get into the room, that nobody's noticed you.
I couldn't. No vacancy. I can't open the door. And then just kind of like look kind of confused, and then just make like a fist, and then a very serious, stern face, and then kind of like make a punching motion at the door, and trying to signal like we just rush in and break in there.
Yeah, like as I'm like reaching towards my utility belt to take out my thieves tools, I miss this. I miss him making the punch the door symbol.
After this is looking at him like with a blank stare. Just like, what?
Simon is going to make sure that he is on the other side of the wheel for when when whatever is going to happen decides to happen.
I go, like, Mousey, Simon, where are you going? As I assume Brutrik is about to punch us.
Yeah, no, just like duck down a bit so he's got more cover behind the wheel.
Go ahead and make an athletics check if you are going to try and bust down the door, Brutrik, before Rat King can do anything. 12.
No.
Oh, you looking at the rest of these doors, they all look like they're probably about to rot away and on a very old wood. And then you punch this, and you realize this door seems to be a lot newer and sturdier, and you kind of just put yourself in a very poor position to break down a newer door, and you sort of like hurt your wrist in the process. Nothing major enough, but you do a loud something on the inside is like, wow, what the
I
Quick,
look
are
up
they here
with
yet?
a start. I look up with a start and go, Brutrik, what are you doing?
I look very confused. And then I also try. Brutrik tries to run behind Mousey, and hide behind the cog in the wheel.
I picks him up and just holds him over his head.
You hear coming from inside as you run away. It's like, who's there? We're occupied. Hello?
So sorry, leaving.
Okay.
Brutrik will just kind of put Rat King down, and then take big steps going down the stairs, so then they think that he's left, but then stealth walk back up and see if he tricked them.
Make either a stealth check or a deception check.
You make like big pounding steps and then slowly get like lighter and lighter.
All right, here I go. Bang, 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 bang,
Exactly.
Bang. I'm still here, Rat King. Don't worry.
Well, they said, is that them already? I think they're expecting someone. I think we have our guys. Brutrik, knock down the door. And I give him the help. I'll give him the help action.
Truth is gonna look at him and just do like a running motion and then like a jump, to be like, if you get a running start, it'll probably work.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a athletics with advantage.
No roll to hit.
21. You are able to straight up run up to the door and bust right into there, revealing the inside.
Tricked you! I'm still here!
What could
Ah!
be?
You see two people in dark cloaks that sort of match the cultist which you saw earlier, and one staring at the door, the other one standing at the window. The one staring at the door, surprised as you came in, their ready to action goes off. I need you to make a what is it?
They meant like they jump out the window. Those are ready action.
There we go. Okay, good. It's to GM. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Brutrik. As soon as you get through, you're like, "Aha!" and you point at them. We tricked you, and then you stop, as this has rendered you paralyzed with a hold person spell. Which means I get to use my paralysis. I think that's this one? Yeah. No, that's stunned. What's my paralysis icon that I made?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Maybe I did. It was that one. You're stuck.
In a doorway.
And with that, I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
Can Brutrik still kind of like talk out the side of his mouth? I guess like
You'll have like one person be able to say something. You can. Let me put the.
Oil can.
oil can.
I'm gonna have to take everybody off the turn order. I apologize. I'll add everybody on. Simon, what did you get?
I got a 6.
Yay. Rat King, what did you get?
16.
16. Brutrik, what did you get?
Solid 10.
And Sharptooth.
9. For some reason, he seems to be going twice every time I click stuff.
Oh, I think I've seen that bug before.
I was just gonna take.
You might have always roll advantage on and be on 20.
Oh, maybe.
That
mouse is going bad.
And let me put on some tense music. As you come to the door, this one does an incantation, and you are paralyzed. At the end of you'll be able to make more saving throws, but the actual paralysis effect is the following. You're basically incapacitated. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls have advantage against you, and any attack that hits you within 5 feet is critical. But Rat King, you may go first.
Thank goodness half my team can fit under my legs.
Yeah. So I actually have a halfling nimbleness, which means I can move through friendly spaces without penalty. Shouldn't matter to be able to reach him. I'll run out. Do a crossbow attack.
22
8.
will hit. Doing 8 piercing
That's
damage. And he'll make a constitution saving throw. Passing. To maintain concentration.
Passing.
But he looks really hurt. Anything else?
Yeah. I'll use my bonus action to attack him again with the crossbow.
Yes! There you go. 12 just misses, unfortunately. As he was sort of as you were trying to reload really quick, he manages to smack it away, and you fire at the ground, hitting your bolt embedded right into the floor. Real quick before we continue, let me describe the actual room that you're in. The door was fitted with a shiny new lock. The door itself was a lot better. This room looks pretty nice, like it's been recently restored. There's a wood-framed king-size bed with clean mattress against one of the walls. An unlocked door to the west into another room. The window is actually repaired, has glass in it, and it is open from the person standing at the window itself, sort of standing out leaning sort of out of the window a little bit, looking back in. And nearby is also a wooden armoire. But with that, anything else, Rat King?
Let's go and move right here, so someone else could potentially get in here.
This one at the window just kind of goes, looks very carefully out. He is holding something in his hand, and he looks at it like, there they are. And he is going to basically take an unknown action to you all. Brutrik, you're up. However, you are paralyzed. At the end of your turn, you may make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna make that wisdom saving throw at the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm. 18. At the end of your turn, you snap out of it.
Oh, that was weird. Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, it is the end of your turn, and you cannot do anything else other than just mutter a few words. Sharptooth, you're now up.
I'd like to go just past Brutrik.
Just quick DM questions, since I always forget this. Like, can you move through a friendly player space without any interference?
It is up to the DM, but mostly what happens is that you treat going through friendly area space. Going through friendly units is difficult terrain, and you can't go through unfriendly units. However, I don't think that specific go through friendly units is in the Dungeon Master's Guide. I
mean, that's what I do usually.
That's usually how it's it's usually how people play, unless you have something like squat nimbleness or a similar sort of movement feature.
Okay.
From there, and then so taking a quick look.
Yep.
So there's one guy next to the window, one guy that looks like absolute garbage. Like is all like bloodied up and stuff.
Yeah, he's got a crossbow bolt sticking out of his chest.
Shoot.
I'm gonna.
I forgot to do my swarm thing. That's okay.
It was a bonus action anyway, so.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
If I might suggest, go for the uninjured one.
I might try casting sleep on that guy.
That's what I was planning for.
Yeah, because I think he's far enough away that I can target it away from all of us.
Yeah, because you can see out the window, so you can put the thing outside the window.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put it.
You get enough that you don't need to tell me exactly where you're going to put it, but you can put it in such a way that you're only getting the two that were hit. So, or the two,
okay.
the people that you can't see.
And the one driver passing by the building.
Oh, what's that? There's a flock of birds right outside.
Oh my!
For 100 hit points.
Go ahead and roll 5d8. You have trouble?
I just did it at 11.
Oh, okay. 11. So you have 11 hit. 11. Ow! From a 5d8. Ouch.
That's a lot of ones.
It was
Yeah.
It was 3, 2, 1, 1, 4.
Ooh. Doing it the one. Oh no, his. I'm sorry. Let me back that up because you may not want to do it. I accidentally subtracted from his armor thing and not his other one. So he actually has more HP than he looks like. He's still hurt, but he's not hurt super bloodied. So if you want to take back your turn, you can. I apologize. He has more HP than he has AC.
I think Sharptooth would still do this, like as like be like, oh, I could get 2 for 1 here.
Okay.
And then like if it failed, it failed. So
If you do that, it does unfortunately fail. It does not hit either one of them with an 11. We'll say that you do see a bird outside drop drop past the window frame.
Can you cast it at a higher level? Maybe? Get some more dice in there? It's too late now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, knowing the 11 is like,
Yeah, that's pretty well.
But anything else, Sharptooth?
Does the bonus attack only work because I didn't attack? So I can't do it in a bonus.
Correct. I believe for either a key point flurry of blows or your unarmed strike bonus attack needs to be after a normal attack.
This is Sharptooth.
I'm sorry. Yes, because your offhand weapon does need to be after a normal attack. Yes.
So I'm going to do Bardic Inspiration to Mousey.
Okie doke.
Basically, yes.
Ranking has a D6. Okay. Simon, you are now up.
Great minds think. No, that's definitely no.
Don't finish this.
People within the vicinity of one another think alike. I'm also casting sleep, but I'm doing it at second level.
Okay.
This time it is 78, and please roll more than ones. 29.
29.
Wow.
With that, you do see this guy as this come in, and he's trying to has obviously lost track of being able to hold on to Brutrik. Looks like he's wearing up to do something else, and he just gets drowsy and just conks right out, falls prone and asleep.
Right.
Anything else, Simon?
Nope, that's all I can do. I don't feel like adding to the room.
Zephia is asleep. Rat King, before you can take your turn. Actually, no. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm hoping. Yeah, my best bet is to use my hand crossbow. 18.
18 does hit for 9 damage.
Okay, let me use my swarm.
Actually, I'm sorry. They actually took the dodge action. Please roll one more time to simulate disadvantage. I apologize for that.
Okay. $13
13 does hit, so you still do get that 9 damage.
Was it 12 before the hit?
12 before that just missed, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But now you can do your swarm.
Okay, so I think it's a strength. Yeah, give me a strength saving throw.
They get an 8.
How am I tell you? I can't move my thing so I can see it. Well, that's a big one.
What are you trying to do?
The info thing is covering up what I need to see. Here, if I click on that. Okay. No.
Well, what's the ability called?
Okay, I can move up 15 feet. It's just the little info box wasn't disappearing, so I couldn't see how far.
Okay.
So I'm going to move this guy 15 feet away as the rats bring him. I basically like shove him.
They'll basically they'll basically shove him right here.
Yeah.
I'll move to the top.
They're there, then out the window.
Yeah. Goes, ah! Unexpected moving as all of these rats come up and just pick up this this person.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it. Okay, no, I want to move and block the door,
Okay.
the window.
Okay. As you're doing that, looking out, you see in view something flying nearby, and as you are getting to the three creatures flying nearby. Let me make this fully visible. There we go. Three creatures flying there that look to be devilish in nature. As soon as like the one cultist gets pulled away, they just toss whatever was in their hand, an oblong sort of gray object out the window towards one of these things. As you try to make a diving throw to block it, as if you're trying to intercept a football. Please go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
Yeah, nat 20.
I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration with this.
You can do Bardic Inspiration after you do it. You don't need to do it first.
Check or
Normal
save.
Inspiration is Normal Inspiration is first. Bardic Inspiration is after. 10. Would you like to use your Bardic Inspiration?
Can you do where am I sitting? Yeah. 6. Add 2 to that.
All right.
Well, it goes really high. Unfortunately, you are very short. You managed to hit it with your fingertips. What you see on this looks to be an oblong stone with 3 bulbous sort of what appear to be. You first thought they were like gems, sort of like etched into it, but you swear that like something over it like moves to cover the gems and then on, and you feel like it's a lot more softer than it would be. However, it goes through, and this one flying devil thing manages to catch it rebound off of your thing, and they are entering the initiatives.
Oh, I just blew the big game.
This is a
No,
Hail
we know
Mary.
they are 16 as well, so they'll actually get to go next. However, the cultist is up, and after doing that, I'm going to say that sort of happened as they were going away. So I'll say that they expend I'll say it's a bonus action on their turn. They'll still get a normal action. As kind of turns to. Oh god, what's it gonna do?
Which one has the stone? The one in the middle?
Yes, I will put a little thing on them. Boop. Actually, no. Stone. There.
This better not turn into a 3-cup game.
Ooh, that's good. I might have to do that.
I'm sorry.
He's gonna turn to you, Rat King, as you do that. He's gonna say, close, and point to you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Yeah, so I'm just like watching these like devils just kind of fly upwards towards me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as I miss the stone, I'm like, oh, this is not good. But well,
As it is panic, you are not paying attention to him as he tries to command you to do something. It does not work, as you are much more wise than that. And this guy seems to be panicking now. However, the ones that have taken the stone sort of fly around a little bit and then take off over the nearby rooftops, heading towards the rooftops. The one with the stone, you can make a opportunity attack on Rat King, as you were close enough to it.
will you let me do a hand crossbow opportunity attack since I have that feat?
I'll give it to you this time. as it makes
Just
more sense
flying.
since they are outside a window and flying. So we'll give it to you. Other times you'll have to smack them with the
11.
crossbow. 11 does not hit, unfortunately.
Hey, we gotta move, people.
Begins to take off. So you say we got to move people to Rat King. Brutrik, would you like to stay or attempt to follow them?
How tall up are we?
You're at the second floor, so it's 15-foot high ceiling, so you're probably 15 to 20 feet up.
Brutrik does a dash and jump action through the window.
Okay, do that. You
Doing Attack of the Clones when Obi-Wan chucks out of the thing into the speeder.
Hello
With
there.
the drone.
Well, that wasn't Attack of the Clones, but still, the hello there wasn't Attack of the Clones. Excuse me. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check. You are close enough to the next roof from here to easily land on it, but I do want to see how you land.
Brutrik has a 10-foot reach. He can reach that devil.
Do it with Ed. Well, I just put them there because that's where you can see they took off their full speed of flying. They are in the distance. This is to see how fast you are to get to chase after them.
Okay.
So
Okay,
just
so
to point that out.
Just the athletics first.
Yep, go ahead and make acrobatics. Excuse me.
Acrobatics.
So I'll take that 18. You're able to land no problem, and you take off running after them, or are you gonna stay there, try to get everybody over, or what would you like to do?
I'm gonna try and go after them. Because
Okay,
told me to do it.
You can basically, you can basically take the dash action to go after them. And I'll just do this to indicate that they are further away. Boop. And you are keeping in tow.
I would love to do that.
Sharptooth.
He's gonna take out his daggers and just start stabbing.
You stab the unconscious guy.
I'd probably be a awake guy. I'm gonna stab that guy.
Because I will say the unconscious guy, you'll have advantage and auto crits.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I want to. Okay, I will stab him, but I don't want him to pass away.
Okay, so non-lethal, but go ahead and.
Well, he is sleeping.
Only for a minute.
Only for a minute, yeah. So go ahead and roll with advantage. You didn't even need that auto crit. You want to attack the guy to the north that's awake? Because you still get the crit.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh.
Nice.
6 damage to him. But you can go ahead and attack again with your offhand.
I will do Fear of the Small to that guy.
Oh, go ahead. Is that a dice roll or is it just an extra 4?
Extra 4.
Okay.
I think you used that during the Nimblewright fight.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're right, and we haven't had a
Oh,
short
yeah.
rest yet.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, make sure you mark off the thing.
Wait, yes, we have. That was yesterday.
You're right.
The only thing we've done today is go into the crypt.
I think we have
Correct.
a long
You're right.
rest.
You're right.
Yeah, you had a long rest. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Extra damage, and then a extra shot to the liver with the other.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking pretty hurt. $20 will hit.
Not letting me click the thing. God.
Here, I'll click the one on the... Oh, yeah, it's not working. Yeah, just roll a d4.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
1 extra damage. Every little bit hurt counts.
Was it a crit too?
It was not.
Even though it's you sleeping and prone?
No, are you attacking the sleeping and prone one?
Because I already said I was going to the north, and I think it'd be a little bit cheaper.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. It's fine. Anything else, Sharptooth? Movement, basically all you got left, or any non-action things.
Like blocking the door, so that way you can't really get this way.
Mm-hmm. Simon, what do you do?
I could do
You
that.
just saw Brutrik run out the window.
Yeah, just dive through it. He ended up saying after it, or let's move it or something. Actually, yeah, I'll do that. I end up
brave.
I end up casting a spell. It does not seem to I'm going to I'm going to hold an action and basically tell them to get out of there, and I'll deal with them.
Okay. What is going to be the trigger when everybody? Oh my God! I think that Sharptooth disappeared into the aether.
Where am I? There we go.
Simon accidentally cast. Yes, right here. Simon accidentally cast banishment on you, and you go back to where you belong. You came from the dumpster plane.
What dumpster elemental?
He's now with Rita Repulsa.
Yeah. Home sweet home. Alright.
Okay, so he triggers when everybody's out of the way.
When everybody leaves the room.
Okay. One of the cultists is up next, like, oh, yeah, what do you... oh, no, this is the sleeping one, so nothing happens. They snore. Rat King, you're up.
Will you let me jump out of this window and use my thorn whip like a spidey web? Kind of get where Brutrik's at.
I mean, they are able to run and dash, so you would... And they have, like, 40... Brutrik has, like, what, 35, 40 feet of movement? So they're going to be pretty far ahead of you anyway. And since this will be going into a chase rule, I can't just give you that extra little bit.
Well, I want to chase after him.
Okay, but yeah, you can jump out with an acrobatics check with advantage because you do this all the time.
He'll have better chance of catching up than the rest of us going down the stairs.
What was... Acrobatics, you said? Or
Acrobatics, yes.
$50.
Okay. You're able to easily get onto the thing, and you can take off and dash if you wish to use your dash as a action.
Okay.
So you're probably... Yeah, you're probably like 5-10 feet behind Brutrik.
Yeah, I gotta let you know that Halfling's only at 25 walking speed.
Yeah.
So
it took Brutrik like 15 or 20 feet to get to out the window to where you were. So that's how you're able to only be a little bit behind them, because they can run a total of 80 feet. Anything else, Rat King?
I think that's it.
For what's going on, Sharptooth, you can say that you are outside the door, or if you plan on going after the window, you can say you're inside the doorway.
I'd be outside the door.
Okay, so Simon, if you want to do your thing, your trigger can go off.
I basically I shout to Sharptooth, shut the door, and if he does that, I end up waving my hands, and basically the door glows and you hear a magical click.
What the heck was that?
Oh, you said you were using knock, which I assume was the wrong spell you meant to say. I know what you meant to do.
No, that's the right one. It basically creates an arcane lock.
Casting knock on the object suppresses the arcane lock. Casting
it can create a lock as well as make one.
Really? Where's the object be a door, chest, padlock? If the target is held shut becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred. If the object has multiple locks, choose an object that's held shut with an arcane lock. The spell is suppressed for 10 minutes.
Oh.
When you cast a spell, it doesn't. It can undo an arcane lock.
Well, what spell does the lock then?
Arcane lock.
Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, that sucks then. It used to be a spell.
Okay, I guess they separated them, but you can choose to
Yeah.
do something else if you wish.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let you waste that on a. You're a smart wizard. You would know that.
Yeah.
Sleep.
And I just go in there
That
and
would be,
stab.
does he even look damaged?
The one standing looks really hurt. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do another sleep spell then.
Okay, go for it.
And that is 7d8.
Five. Are you doing it at level 2 again?
Yeah.
Okay. And he too falls asleep. Where's my sleep symbol? There it is. And with that, we would basically jump back around. The devils flying would get another thing of movement. See how far they can move. Yeah, Brutrik would be able to stay in tow. Rat King would be falling behind a little bit. But Sharptooth and Simon, would you on your next turn jump out the window and try and follow?
I really wish I took Featherfall.
Who has the parachute?
Rat King.
I did have that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, you posit that. Sharptooth, you do it.
I don't. Well, yeah, maybe. I think so. Just be really
Okay.
reckless.
Go and give me an acrobatics check.
Yo!
Yeah,
What?
you do a backflip and don't
he stage dives.
Just like actually like belly flops onto the thing, but it's totally fine because he's so callous to it and just gets up and running.
like just like the mosh pit, and then gets up.
Simon is not jumping out a window. Sorry, I don't care how many dragons are involved in it. No. However, since he knows he is not catching up with them going down the stairs, he is going to take a moment to basically check over their stuff, check their pockets and stuff for any clues and such, just in case before he makes a run for it, because he knows he's got a limited amount of time before they wake up.
Okay, give me an investigation check, and then we'll jump to the next thing.
Sharptooth is a bad influence on you.
And he's not a very good learner either.
The only thing you'll find one copper, just in one of their pockets, and then they each have a dagger.
He'll take a moment to dump the daggers out the window and then run for it.
And it looks like their spellcasting focus is probably an emblem, so we'll say that's part of on their things. But with your 8, you probably wouldn't be able to identify that really quick. So you dump the daggers out and then just run out the window.
Yeah,
or run out the door. So you'll be a couple of you know which direction they were going, but you'll be a little bit behind. So we will jump over to the music. Are you playing? There it goes.
Yeah.
And other. Yeah, because Simon can just chill for a bit, but we have Brutrik keeping up with the things. Sharptooth is about 50 feet back. So let's say that this one has the stone, and you can tell at this point, as you were just keeping an eye on it. Where is it? Boop, 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 boop. Where's my stone? There it is. We are entering a good old-fashioned chase. So with this, the chase rules basically run like this. You are attempting to catch them during this entire thing. You'll still be in Initiative. Everybody go ahead and roll me another initiative, because I deleted the other one, forgetting that I could just keep it. And I'll have the devils go together.
I rolled the same number.
Oh, that works. I'll roll for Simon. But he's out of the chase for now. Sharptooth got a 7.
Thoughts right now?
And Brutrik got a... I'm sorry, let me turn on the music a little bit, because now it's picking up. Brutrik got a 10 again.
So are we on the streets or on the roofs?
You're on the rooftops. So Simon
Cool.
is down and going to try and follow you from distance, but he's definitely a couple turns behind. However, so here's how the chases work. It's still in initiative, and you can basically do a normal thing. You will probably want to do a dash if you were trying to face them. You can stop and do a normal just what's the word? Like spells or attacks or anything, but you do run the risk of them getting out of the way or you losing sight of them. On the rooftops, it's probably not going to be too difficult to lose sight. It's not going to be easy to lose sight of them. But it can still happen. You are also limited to 3 dashes during the chase. If you go more than 3 dashes, you risk getting exhaustion. So, with that, setting up how far everybody is from everybody else. I can get this boop doop.
Is it still like really windy?
It is still pretty windy out, so you're gonna have some trouble. So where is hand white? All right, so let's just set. It's my hand. I hate running chases; they suck. So if Sharptooth is at 0, Mousey is probably at about 25, we'll say. Brutrik at 40. I will say that Wrecking is actually at about 35 or 30, excuse me. And then the Spine Devils are at about 50, excuse me, because they're a little bit ahead. So. Where is the text box? If I could put that in, then we can start this. Text. There we go. Alright, so we'll try this. Boop.
That's how many feet?
Roughly. That's from Sharptooth to that, so put that down here. Okay, with that, Brutrik, you are up first.
Can I run and throw my spear at the same time?
You can, but you wouldn't be able to dash as well.
And that goes the same with the throwing knives?
Correct, as it would be an action. Your dash is an action unless you use it for, Step of the Wind, which I think makes it the bonus action, and using an attack is your action.
Okay. And so I am risking exhaustion by continuously dashing after that.
If you dash at least 4 times during the chase.
Exhaustion isn't so horrible at level 1. It's just like disadvantage on
Right.
Okay. 'Cause I think,
ability check.
am I just keeping pace with them, or can I get closer?
So you get to go first, so you'll be able to get right up to them. They are above you, so you're not going to be able to grab them because they are flying, and you're on the rooftops.
Yeah.
But actually, yeah, for that, I'm actually just because you're chasing them. Let me put them at 100 feet because it makes them they're a full turn ahead of you.
Yeah.
So, well, do 80, so you could potentially catch up to them. So go ahead.
So
What would you like to do?
I would like to just gonna double check actions. So I'm gonna take a dash towards them. So is it okay to move here?
Yeah. Don't worry about moving. I'll do it. But if you're taking your full move, so actually looking at the rules, they are 100 feet ahead. So yeah, you'll catch up. Your movement is 40, correct?
Yeah, it's 40 feet walking.
Okay, so you run your initial 40 feet. You're within 20 feet of them at laterally. They're pretty high above you, but they are within striking distance if you wish to do something.
So the only thing because that was an action, the only thing I can do is my bonus actions, right?
Movement was your normal thing. You haven't used an action yet.
Okay, so also I'm gonna whip a spear at it.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought you said we were dashing.
You can choose to do dash on your turn.
Yeah, I said I was dashing.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to actually catch up to them, and you will keep pace with them for at least the next 20 feet. So you'll be able to go to 120.
Okay. Cool. That is the end of my turn.
Okay, but you can, but yeah, you wouldn't be able to throw a weapon at them. So if you're just trying to keep pace with them, Rat King, you're up.
Okay, I know I'm never going to keep up with these guys. So how far away am I if I have them right now?
Right now, you're about 30 feet. I'm sorry, 70 feet from them.
Okay, so I'm just going to move my 25 feet closer.
Okay.
And aim for the one with the stone. With the crossbow.
Go for it. It'll be a disadvantage. An 18 does hit, doing 6 damage to it.
Well, 15.
Oh, 15. I'm sorry. 15 does also hit.
6 damage. Give it a strength check. As the arrow travels through the air, a bunch of spectral rats appear out of it.
All right, it'll do a strength check. A strength save.
Yes.
Striptooth sees that happen. He's like, wow, all my years.
Rolls a 12.
Ah, jeez. Yep, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna attack it again.
Apparently, tying your Clementine's tail to the bolt didn't quite work, as it hit them, and then they just couldn't stop them. Make your second attack.
9.
9 misses, unfortunately. This one goes wide as the wind takes it, as they are not necessarily also flying in a straight line.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, I'm not used to chasing stuff in the air.
Mm-hmm. Boop-a-doop. I did forget to start doing the complications, so we will start that on the next round. Sharptooth, go ahead.
I guess one dash. I'd like to do one dash, please.
So you move and you dash, doing a total of 60 feet. Overtaking Mousey. Do this. There we go. Vertically.
I'm trying to put more points into this one.
And my first action involves leaving the building.
The Spine Devil's supposed to go next. I will do that in a bit. So Sharptooth, what were you? You just want to dash, nothing else? No bonus actions?
Yeah, I don't have any bonus actions. I can do anything.
Okay. The Devils will then go and they will fly further. Brutrik, you're able to keep up with them for the first 20 feet. It's a weird sort of way because they're all supposed to be moving at the same time. but this is turn-based, so which is why I hate these normal chase rules. But they're just going to all sort of dash together, and they have a fly speed of 40 feet, so they go 180. Everybody except Simon and Rat King have taken a dash. Boop-a-doop boop. What the devils will do, they're actually going to play the Cups game, and they are going to move around to see, you don't know who has the stone. Everybody who can see them, give me a perception check. Uh, 21. 18-3. They do a really good job of all messing around. It's very hard to tell their thing. So even with that 21 on Sharptooth, you think you have it, but then you miss which one has the stone.
Which one said they're doing the cup game?
Oh, Steph.
Who said that?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, which one's to blame?
Yeah.
I honestly probably would have done this anyway, but yeah, it's Steph's fault.
By popular demand, you can all blame Steph.
Get uninspiration.
Brutrik just feels really sad, but it had nothing to do with him. It was some meta thing that happened.
Okay, and with that, we'll get to the top of the round. Simon is still taking is heading out of the building itself right now. Rat King, Brutrik, I'm sorry, you are up.
I would like to.
I'm sorry. At the start of the thing, I need you to roll a d20 for me, please. I forgot. Complications are now happening. Actually, no. I made a macro. I don't need you to roll. I will do it myself. You come to a rooftop that's 10 feet. As you were running across the rooftops, you come to a rooftop that's 10 feet lower than the one you're on. Make a athletics check, please. You are no problem. Yes. Mustn't run while going down the stairs. You are fine. You land no problem and keep going without missing a beat. What would you like to do?
I'm going to choose the one on the bottom right.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw a spear at it.
All right. Do it with disadvantage, please, as it is windy up here.
Okay, the third one is the right one.
No, it's 18 and 23.
I would say that, yeah.
Yeah, no, even the 14 will hit, so you're fine. The 18 that will take the 18. It does hit. Roll damage. This is thrown, so it's just one hand damage. So we'll take the 9. Very nice hit.
A fine hit.
Make a perception check, Brutrik.
I hope he dropped something. I hope this means he dropped something.
Well, you do see that this, as this uses its free hands to try and claws or whatever it has to try and take the spear out and drop it down. You can tell that it does not have the stone.
Just keeps running.
And you run another 40 feet with your normal movement.
Yes.
Actually, you should be at 160.
And I'm down a spear.
And you're down a spear.
Yeah,
Rat King, you're up. Rat King, you
20...
actually have... I'm sorry, I gotta remember. No complications, so you are good. Go ahead.
Okay. Do 25 more feet, then do another crossbow attack.
Okay, you get to a total of 80. What is your hand crossbow's range, by the way?
It'll be a disadvantage. 120 feet.
120 feet, so you're good. 12 just misses, unfortunately.
Disadvantage, right?
Yeah, well, the 12 still misses, so.
Yeah, so Fire again.
All right. Which one are you firing at?
Doesn't matter.
The 9, unfortunately, both of them go wide, as you are just not used to this autumn wind. I'm going to make the Spine Devils just go last. Put their initiative at 6, because it's more fun that way.
Sam saw that Sharptooth was going to be later, so she ran out really quick to walk the dogs for their last piece.
Oh,
if
okay.
If it could go first. Yeah,
Well, they're going to go ahead and do a mix-up again. Go ahead and everybody please give me a perception check.
Probably not me though.
Yeah, you're there in the site. You're basically just trying to figure out which rooftop they went to. Brutrik is able to tell as they all mix up. You're able to still tell which one is the one that you hit last, so you have not lost any information.
Oh, nice. It's probably got a spear in it.
And so the Spine Devils on their turn will move another several normal dash, but we'll let Sharptooth do their thing. Simon, we'll just skip to you in the meantime. You are getting outside, and you have to figure out which way to go. Go ahead and give me a general, like a survival or nature check, or even just a perception check, whichever you feel would do it, as you are trying to figure out which way is likely the way that everybody beelined.
Me?
Yes.
Does Keen Mind have anything to add to it? Since I know which direction they ended up leaving from in the first place.
I'll give you advantage on it then. Yeah. It'll be a low DC even with the advantage.
You said survival?
Survival, nature, or perception. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, there's a bloody stone in my shoe.
Yes, they haven't moved yet. We just advanced them, so they're still at 180 feet by the time you move. So, you are 120 feet behind them.
Okay. I think so. I was going to double check. Sorry, what are the bat speeds is 40? 45?
Yeah. The Flying Devil speeds are 40 flight, and they are basically dashing. So they've taken their third dash. They'll probably stop dashing at this point.
Okay, so Sharptooth is going to dash as well.
Okay. So you're just going to catch up, dash, and move 120 feet. So you are at 180 at the end of the turn. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. 120.
Yeah.
You move 60. You are at 120.
Yeah.
Okay, surpassing a Rat King who stopped to try and fire things. Simon is able to get out and spot. Oh, there's Sharptooth. I can see the stink cloud.
Is that a bunch of gnats?
And we'll go to the top of the round of this thing. So, chase complications. Oh, I forgot to do a chase complication for Sharptooth, so let's do that right now. So, Sharptooth, as you're running, you step on a rotten section of roof, and it collapses underneath you. Please make a dexterity saving throw. 22. As you're doing this, luckily you are so full of grime and stuff that you are just natural oils, like you slip right through it and you do not get stuck into it. You fall into like a sort of balcony before you sort of jumped on some sort of like awning type thing, fell through it, so you can completely just jump right back into the chase, getting onto another rooftop. But now we're at Brutrik. Now you get your complication, which is nothing. Everything is good. You may continue your turn.
I am going to use my throwing knives. One of my throwing knives at the one that's now at the bottom of the triangle.
I assume you're gonna run up first.
Yes, sorry.
So you make your normal run to 200. And what is your throwing knife is probably 2060. So go ahead and you're going to make the bottom one. Go ahead and roll a... go ahead and give the attack at disadvantage.
Or I keep hitting advantage.
Also, those are darts. So they're going to do a throwing knife.
Sorry, yeah, third.
Okay, so the dart. Either way, the very first one, we could take the 10. Unfortunately, it does not hit. Go ahead and give me a perception check at disadvantage as you were aiming at this one devil. You do not gain any new information as it does not react enough that you can see if it is holding something or not holding something.
Alright.
Rat, any bonus
Nothing.
actions? Okay, Rat King.
Well,
We have a rooftop thing for you.
damn, no way I'm catching up to these guys. Especially with the fire.
They're no longer dashing, so they're going to be slowing down soon.
I'm not dashing. Then I'm going to dash too.
Okay, so you move your total of 50 feet.
Yep.
Okay. Almost catch up to Sharptooth. Anything else? Bonus actions, Rat King.
That's all I can do.
Okay. Brutrik has taken 2 dashes, as has Sharptooth. Or no, Brutrik's only taken the 1 dash. Sharptooth, beginning of the thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Rat King, because you dashed. You trigger a glyph of warding spell placed on the roof to discourage burglars. Please make a wisdom save. Rat King.
Love it.
Thing. Unfortunately, you fail, and as you step on this glyph, you expect something to hit you. You start having a fit of laughter that you cannot control. Something is hideously funny as you fall prone and incapacitated as you are laughing.
Well, the whole situation's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, jumping out of the window after devils. I mean, so I'm prone.
There we go. You're prone and incapacitated as you are laughing at the end of your turn. Sharptooth, you may now go and let's see if you have a thing. Already did that one. No complication. You're good to continue.
I'm gonna dash one more time.
Okay. Get to your third dash, getting you to a total of 180 feet. Still quite a ways behind, but you can see Brutrik and the Spine Devils. Simon, do you wish to do anything?
Not yet. I've got a plan, but
Are you just running as fast as you can?
pretty much.
Okay, so you get to
Just
move.
Prince winding it up.
Yeah, exactly. Just like lifting up the hem of his robe, like a dress, and just
Yeah.
sprinting down the street.
The devils look like they stop moving with their dash and are sort of looking down at something, pointing down at the street at something. Moving to total of 300. They do their little mix-up game. I need Brutrik and anybody else who can see them. So Brutrik and Sharptooth, please make a perception check.
Serpentine, serpentine.
Well, we'll see if they can beat a 21 with their stealth. They cannot. You do not lose any information.
Nice.
Brutrik, we'll start your turn as it looks like they are about to make a move elsewhere. Yeah, we did that one last time. You did the exact same one a second time. As you come up, starting to run, you startle a flock of birds nesting on the next rooftop as you peek over the crest of the tented roof. They flutter all around you. Please make a dexterity saving throw. As luckily they all spread out away from you and they do not impede your movement in any sort of way.
Didn't want to step on the little fellas.
Yeah.
I am going to do a dash movement to kind of get closer, so if they change directions, I can.
Okay. Do you dash? Any bonus actions?
I don't think I can hit them from there with my hands, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, you needed. There are ways to get a 20-foot reach attack with a bugbear. Unfortunately, you don't have them.
That's fine.
Yeah. Rat King, you are. Go ahead and make a wisdom throw. Wisdom save. This is still very funny, and unfortunately, you're still incapacitated and prone from what appears to be Atasha's hideous laughter. Sharptooth, you're up.
I'm gonna try for one more dash, knowing that I'll be exhausted potentially.
Okay. So you're taking your third dash. Let me look at the specific rules for that. So you'll go ahead and move another 60 feet, bringing you to 240. I need you to make a Constitution check. Not a saving throw, but a check. And you managed to just sort of find a little bit of extra strength. You slide down a rooftop, and therefore not exerting yourself, and you're able to just save a little bit of energy, and you do not take a point of exhaustion.
He's definitely gonna throw up at one point though. That's
Simon, are you doing anything?
Sharptooth is actually doing this.
like the whole time his arms are just out to the side with his daggers, and he's just like, ah.
He's trying to Naruto run.
Running faster because I'm doing the Naruto run.
Believe it.
Simon, do you do anything?
Keep running.
Okay, so you just move another thing.
At some point, you're going to see Rat King, just laughing on top of a roof.
The devils drop down into an alleyway of some sort, and a very spacious alleyway as they dip behind the beneath the rooftops. Rat King, you can't see this, but Sharptooth and Brutrik, you both can. You know where they are headed. And we will see what you will each do on their turn. So they have exited the chase, but everybody can try and see how long it takes for them to catch up. Brutrik, what do you do? No complications.
I think I'm on my third dash, so I'm gonna do it. Dash.
Yeah, you'll be on your third, so you're fine. So you can very easily catch up to where they are going, and you spot them heading down into the alleyway. It looks like there is a horse-drawn buggy, a small one that carries like one or two people in it, a hired coach. Some people standing outside of it, and these flying devils, flying down to them.
I always think it's funny because he has such long arms. Do you remember in the Dark Crystal those things that they ride, the striders?
I have not seen the Dark Crystal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, imagine he runs like that.
I'll look for something, don't worry.
It's mostly horrific.
Brutrik, you can. So you dash. Do you have any bonus actions you want to do? So you're right at where it needs to be, where you need to be.
I can do a Fury of Blows.
They are not within distance of you. You will have to jump down and do that. So you would still need to make a ranged attack to do that. So unfortunately.
Yeah.
So.
And because I did the dash, I can't throw my darts.
Unless you want to use a key point to do the dash, because I think you have that ability.
I think it's the
Step of the Wind?
Step of the Wind, doesn't it only do...
Step of the Wind.
Oh,
Disengage dash
yeah,
action is a bonus action. So yeah, if you want to use a key point for Step of the Wind, you then have an attack if you wish to do that.
I'm doing that. My key point is now spent, and I just threw a dart.
Okay, which one would you like to hit?
The one on the top.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage. I'm not gonna, since they're ducking beneath the thing, I'm gonna take away the wind disadvantage. We'll just do it. Full 7 piercing damage. It takes a hit. Go ahead and roll a perception check. Perception check. With 12, you do see that this one also takes its dart out of its side. You can tell that it is not holding a stone at all. Looking over it means you can tell that this one has the stone.
Is anyone within range? Am I kind of like isolated from the group right now?
Sharptooth is about 60 feet away from where it needs to enter the area. Rat King is still laughing uncontrollably, probably 2 rounds back. Simon is near Rat King as well, so it'll probably take them 2 rounds to get where they need to go. But
I was just wondering if I could yell out something like, "Oh, the one with the blank."
they wouldn't be able to see which one is which, unfortunately, because as you have entered the area that they have ducked down into, and nobody else has. But
the flying one has it.
Just get the devil. Get one of the devils. Yeah. All right. I am done my turn. Thank you.
Okay. Rat King, go ahead and make another Wisdom save.
Or 15.
That you're able to ward off this. It's like, no, I gotta be serious. I'll laugh later. I am the knight, and you get out of your Tasha's hideous laughter bit.
I'm a DC movie, not an MCU movie.
Oh God, I'm Shazam.
I'm the Batman, not Shazam. So I have to stand up.
Stand up, which uses half your speed to stand up, which I will round down to 10 feet. So
And then dash as much as I can.
So you have 25 plus your 15 dashes you a total of 40 feet.
Because I dashed twice.
Yes.
Or you
We are at the end of the chase, so it's not going to be a problem for you. You'll be able to get that.
Okay.
Sharp, you still have one more thing you can go. You were about 60 feet from where you need to duck down into, maybe a little further. What would you like to do?
I'm going to dash one more time.
All right, go ahead and give me a Constitution check. And you are no problem. You get right up there with Brutrik. You are just behind Brutrik. Entering the area, and you can see the three of them. And I'll say that at that point, Brutrik says, "That one, the one over there, has the stone," and you're able to tell that information as well. Is there anything you'd like to do with a bonus action, Sharptooth?
Nope. All done.
Okay. Simon, would you like to just continue dashing?
Yeah, he runs past the building, hears laughter above, and wonders what's so funny suddenly, but keeps going.
Okay. You two were about, let's see, 60 with another dash, and then about 120.
Oh, that'll be my
about
turn, by the way.
Yeah, you two are about 2 rounds behind of the next thing, so as you all enter this next area, let me actually set the scene. So give me just a moment, as I have to update a couple of
like the
icons.
reason I was attacking before, not just running, was hoping to use my swarm to crash them into the rooftops.
Right? No. Completely understand.
Yeah. But my wisdom's just too low. I should have got more of it.
My headset's running out of battery. Let me plug in the wire.
Hey, could Clementine had climbed onto one of the arrows like Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Nope, it's not. It's canon that they're not. He's DC and not MCU.
Oh, right.
Man.
Well, they have the Atom. He's from stuff.
That
There we go.
universe licensing is the only thing holding him back.
the way. This way. Let me keep the run music on because it's good music.
Oh, that run music is horrible to put that anymore.
So setting the stage, Brutrik. Brutrik, what's your HP?
It's from I forget what happened. I got hit by it was the nimble. I don't know. I have max HP at 27 in my sheet right now.
Should be. Oh, you're at 27. Your max is 27, not 21. I forgot to update everybody's HP in their 20s. So there we go. We'll fix that. Rat King is still behind on the roof. So just to set this up, Rat King is still like two rounds behind. Sharptooth is a little closer, and Rat Simon is on the ground. So let me just update this real quick. Boop-a-doop. Simon, what's your HP? Your max HP?
Mine's good.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. Rat King, what's yours?
24.
24. Why do I have 28?
28, sorry.
Okay, words. And Sharptooth, are you 31?
I'm a 31.
Okay, cool. All the rest of them updated correctly. Cool. All right, so basically here's what you see. Let me set the scene. So you enter an alleyway. There are several old residences on the rooftops. The devils are flying down towards a coach that appears to have a driver and somebody in it, as well as a guard stationed outside. 2 horses connected to the coach. You see the devils fly down over to here. Hand the stone. Looks like they're about to hand the stone into this as they are pointing back at the rooftops. With that, he says looks out, sees you there, Brutrik looking over, and says, give me that and get them! Pointing at you, Brutrik. And I will need initiatives from everybody else once again as we are starting this sort of new combat. If you'd like to continue going, we can go through this sort of semi-combat, or we can stop for the day. Because I don't want to go too late. I don't know what everybody has to do.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm okay.
Everybody good?
Tired, but I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hooray! Okay.
What are we? People don't play D&D for 8 hours.
It doesn't look like a complex battle, so it's not like we've got 20 things on the field.
Just punch it, right?
When suddenly...
Make sure I have everybody in here. No, I don't want to give that initiative.
Suddenly, an entire army of kobolds appear.
There is actually one of the other seasons uses this map for a kobold attack. But that is not this one. Let's see. Simon's got in there. Brutrik, what did you roll?
It was 12.
12. And Sharptooth, what did you roll?
9.
9! Okay, so at this point, Simon and Rat King are 2 rounds behind. They will get here at the end of the second round. So they'll probably they'll have no movement, but they'll have actions as we get to this point. So, to flip things over, boop, boop. Let's go with Rat Battle again. Put him in here as the thing. Boop. All right, this guy looks out the window and says, "Get them!" I forgot the guard as well. Oh, no, I did. Either way, he's in there now. I opened up everybody's things. Rat King, you spend your turn dashing and running as the chase is over. I'm not going to give you a penalty for anything going on. Simon, you managed to meet up with him as you were roughly at the same spot, and are able to catch up. So you two are running together, one on the rooftop, one off of the rooftop. The one will basically be there, and the other will basically be here.
I say to Simon, I would have been ahead of you, but something happened.
The devil hands the stone into the person inside the carriage, as the other two sort of circle back around and are coming back towards you. I would say to spend some time to circle back around as they are heading back towards Brutrik. This one's staying back a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna say they do that action to do that, but they're gonna spread out a bit. The guard steps in front of the coach and holds out a weapon, looking at the ready. Brutrik, you are up.
Brutrik is going to jump. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off the roof and then move towards the devil that's the closest and punch it.
Okay. So, yeah, you can probably easily just slide on down, and even if you fall, you'll be able to get there with your... get up with your rest of your movement. So go ahead and give me an attack. "19 hits for 4 damage, unfortunately, but you do it.
It's not one of the ones I already hit, is it?
They've all been hit.
Yeah.
It was not the one with the stone, however. Although none of them have the stone anymore. Are your fists considered magical?
I think that's...
I believe they are as a monk.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, we talked about this the other day. It's not till like level 6 that happens.
Okay.
Oh, sorry,
So-
I didn't mean to.
That's fine. I mean, going over rules, whoever knows the rules. Unfortunately, it doesn't feel like it does as much damage as you thought it would. Probably should have done that with your spear, but whatnot, it was flying. It hit really well.
Yeah, and then so I'm going to use my Fury of Blows, but combo it with my Drunken Technique.
Ooh.
So I can use the disengage with the 10 plus speed and like go towards the carriage afterwards.
Oh, nice. Okay, go ahead and make your 2 attacks. The 17 hits the first one, so yeah, you do another 2 bludgeoning damage, and go ahead and make a second attack. 13 also hits, doing another 2 damage, unfortunately, because it rounds down. It's looking pretty hurt. You might have killed it if it wasn't resistant, but it is. And you can move, we'll say it took you 5, 10, 15, 20... Say it took you 25 feet of movement to get there. So you still have another 15 to move.
I have a question for you, Mark.
Yes.
I have a +1 crossbow, but that doesn't mean the arrows are magical, does it?
It treats them as magical arrows.
Okay, because there are +1 arrows.
There are, and it's a little weird like that, but yeah, it counts as magical.
I think it's like being sat inside of it, like gives it residual magic, just long enough to be shot, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Each one has a magical rat at the end of it.
Okay. Sharptooth, you are up.
I think I'm gonna get as close as I can and then fire off some crossbow stuff.
Okay. What can I see?
Sharptooth is thinking, like, this is going to be the most epic album cover of all time.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make the grid a little bit more visible. There you go.
Let's see if I
Okay, so you climb down with your movement.
Nice.
21 hits. Roll damage.
Sharptooth is rolling pretty little too well.
Except for that sleep spell, which was garbage.
And you're hitting the one that right in front of you, right?
Yeah, I'm going for that one.
Okay. It does hit, and unfortunately, it doesn't do as much damage as you thought, but he's looking really bad.
No, I was pretty sure that he did all that damage to it in that one shot.
Yeah.
Anything else, Sharptooth?
That is everything.
Okay. This one says, looking at it, the guy, the man in the carriage, looks at the guard, is like, be ready to go. Before Rat King goes, a couple of other things happened. Rat King, you arrive at the rooftop at the end of your movement. So you do have a turn, but you have no more movement. But you can see what's going on.
No action.
You have an action. You have your action bonus action. We'll just say the rest of your movement to get here is how you enter.
Okay. Then I thought I said 2 rounds.
I did, but
only
you know, honestly, some other stuff is going to make
Okay.
this get there as quick as possible.
Okay. Make sure about.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for a turn.
Well, if you want to wait.
Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna have disadvantage this crossbow attack.
Mhm.
Two.
13. At who are you attacking?
The one in the middle of Brutrik and Sharptooth.
Okay. 13 does hit, dealing 4 damage. This thing looking like it's on its last wing. It is looking really rough.
No, you just said I had.
Oh, you're right. You're a
natural
+1. Yeah,
attacks.
that thing goes down. I apologize.
Okay.
As this thing falls to the ground, unmoving.
I'm gonna take a shot at the other guy. The guy holding the stone. Make sure. Disadvantage.
Is your crossbow's a hand crossbow 120? You're right. You're good.
5. 6 piercing, but I'm going to use my swarm.
Okay.
Have to do a strength check.
No, I'm sorry. Who are you attacking? The guard or the person in the coach?
Guy holding the stone.
Okay, so he's got 3/4
you let
cover. He's got 3/4 cover because you can see through a window in the back. But you do still hit him.
Oh, he's actually in the cart.
He's in the cart. Yeah. I didn't have a proper visible thing, but you still do hit him with the double 25. You're fine. Let me just make sure of something.
Give me a well.
Yep.
Give me a strength. Okay, so will you let me move him out of the cart? Like
Probably won't be able to move out of the
forces him
cart.
open the door.
He probably won't be able to be thrown out of the cart.
Okay. Like the swarm pushes the door open.
I might be able to have him thrown out of the cart. He won't move the full 15 feet, but let me do the damage first, which is 6.
But he
will make a strength
Yes,
check.
roll a
Yeah.
strength check. Yep.
Clicks. There you go. Rolled a 6.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough. I'm gonna be a bunch of rats just the nearest manhole just pour into one of the windows of this cart, and this for the sheer amount of them pushes him out of the back door of this cart or wherever.
He gets thrown out the side car because it's the big enough side of the cart and lands, I'm gonna say, behind the guard, prone.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
Simon,
wait.
you... Yeah.
I'm so sorry, I can't do that. I use my bonus action.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay, but he still takes the damage.
Okay. I just wasted all your time.
That's okay. Simon, you finish your movement around the corner. You can pretty much you can't really see the horse and parts.
Yeah,
the,
they're right
the
up
wheel
here.
of it. Yeah, but you are able to see a majority of everything else.
Yeah, that's why I was doing the little things for. So I can just manage to see him right before the corner. And the demon things. So I don't even know that there's a cart there. So for now, I am. Let's see. Nope, can't do that. I'm gonna do magic missile on him.
Okay.
And is it? Yeah, 3. Come on, let me click it.
And I'm sorry, which one you're doing it on? I was reading up information.
I'm going for the guard.
Okay.
Somebody holding a weapon seems a lot more dangerous than a couple birds.
Yes. And you hit him.
10 damage.
Three hits, doing a total of 10 damage. These go 1, 2, 3. He's still standing. It still has much more than 10 HP, but he is hurt. Or he is partially hurt.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
And that's all I can do.
Okay. The devils are now up. One of them dead. This one comes up to Brutrik and wrong one. It takes a bite at Brutrik. I get to actually attack.
Oh no.
I'm assuming a 4 does not hit.
No.
But as it tries to do that, it will then fly past you and try to hit you with the fork of its tail. With a natural 20. Take
That's my
9
13.
piercing damage, please.
That's not a fork, that's a spork.
As this thing then flies into the air.
Forked devil.
20 feet up.
Oh, that's smarts.
This other one is going to come down at Sharptooth. Actually, it's not going to come down at Sharptooth. It's going to stay up a little bit, and it's going to shoot at you with something from its tail, a tail spine. Does a 10 hit?
Nope.
That's good because it hits down at your foot, and you see down where the spine hit the ground like a giant quill, a giant hedgehog needle. Kind of sparks up a little bit and with heat and fire before quickly going out. And this thing continues flying this way, still maybe 15 feet in the air. Boop. With that, the guard, still at the ready, steps forward a little bit. And it looks like he's just at the ready. Brutrik, you are up.
Brutrik is going to go towards...
I should say that the guard does have a long polearm. It looks like he's got a glaive or a lance or something. So he is holding it out, so he would be able to obviously hit you from 10 feet.
Okay. Oh, I know what I can... if I get right up to the guard... Sorry, I'm just checking measurements. I think I can do it. Okay, so can I get right to here?
So a couple things are going to happen. So if you're stepping here to here to here.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you step here, he is going to take a ready to attack action. He said if you got basically ready to, if you were getting into reach, he would attack you. It's a 21 hit.
Absolutely.
Take 10 slashing damage.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
you can use some healing words next turn.
yes, I'm not gonna do that second thing because it's kind of mean. But he does hit it.
Really close to something that's
as you have here, however, something happens as you bump into something like it feels like you walked into a floating ball.
Oh.
You kind of go around it, but you don't see what you bumped into.
Okay.
Actually, go ahead and make a perception check.
I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
one of Waterdeep's famous floating invisible balls.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
probably one of Waterdeep's floating invisible balls you've heard of.
Obviously, again, I'm not from here, so it
You-
just assume this is normal.
You found Mastermind's car.
Yeah, so I would like to take one unarmed strike at the man
person
holding
in the back?
stone.
Okay, go ahead. He'll have cover because you're punching him through a window.
Yeah.
15. Boop. 15 unfortunately misses as he manages to duck down just behind the thing. The cover did protect him from that specific attack.
And then I'm gonna use flurry of blows again,
Okay.
and I'm going to hit. Oh, well, that one's for the guy, and then I was gonna go back and hit the guy with the pole arm. The second.
Okay. The 7 doesn't hit. The 14 does hit. Doing 6 damage.
Why
As
hasn't
you...
I guess I'm kind of wondering this out loud. Like, why did the cart just, as soon as he got the stone, why did they just like make a run for it?
You don't know.
You gotta warm up the horses.
Yeah.
It doesn't see. So a couple of other interesting happens. It doesn't see as you hit him. You expect to hear a loud bang as it hits the metal of his armor, and it does not. Your hand kind of goes through a little bit of the armor, kind of like meshes, and it feels more fleshy when you hit him. It also doesn't seem to do as much damage as you thought when it finally does connect. You have a feeling there's some sort of illusion going on for this.
Oh no, something's not right. And if I disengage now and move kind of more in front of the horses, and it's mostly to get out of range of the polearm guy, because I don't want to get hit again.
Yeah.
That's my goal, so it'd be
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You can get to here, because you had to go around that invisible object.
Yeah. Sorry.
But as you do that, something
I thought
does...
you could disengage with your.
She didn't disengage. The guard already popped its reaction, and the people in the cart are not doing anything to not take an attack of opportunity. However, something does attempt to swipe at you. Does an 11 hit?
No.
As suddenly that little ball the invisible ball, a little flying imp appears in its spot as it tried to swipe you running away.
Oh, I thought you were one of Waterdeep's many invisible floating balls. I guess I was wrong. Just a regular imp. And I believe...
Thank God.
Sharptooth.
For bonus, I've noticed in my bonus actions that it says, like healing words, but it doesn't have like the 2 or something beside it. So is it that I can only do it at level 1, or can I do it at level 2?
You can do it at higher levels. At the further levels down, and there's a setting to turn that on or off. You'll be able to cast it at a higher level. But you can cast it at its base level, which is level 1.
Okay. Brutrik looks like garbage right now, doesn't he? Looks like really beat
Brutrik
up.
looks really hurt.
It's very much think that he needs it at best chance he's got. I'm gonna use point of inspiration, just in case it's missed.
Okay. Oh no, this is the inspiration is only for D20 rolls, so you'll be able to. Are you saying you want to do this to re-roll your the
Healing word, yeah.
I'll let you do that this time. Why not? You guys had you guys were doing a disadvantage from jumping in really quickly, so go ahead and roll your healing word twice, and we'll take the higher.
Butrik's almost dead.
I was the reckless one today.
Didn't even need it. I'm actually going to give it back to you.
Butrik's not almost dead.
Take 9 HP back. And that was your bonus action. You may move and take your normal action.
Okay, I don't really remember what's been going on here. The guy's inside the carriage, so it'd be really difficult for me to shoot him from here.
He's got 3/4 cover, so his AC is essentially +5.
So I think I'm gonna shoot this. Yeah, shoot the knight. That's what I'm gonna shoot.
You also have this little thing that appeared.
Yeah, the imp.
Yeah.
Maybe you know what? I'm gonna shoot that imp.
Okay.
Eating me out.
13 just hits. Roll damage. 7. As you hit it, this thing kind of goes right through it. This little tiny thing, and it goes. Looks really hurt after that. Did not like that at all.
To clarify, Sharptooth is still heavy breathing to recover from all the running.
I knew I still got it in me. Anything else, Sharptooth?
That is the end of all my actions.
This guy kind of looks at us like, panicking. He's gonna actually take the dodge action as he says, "Get ready to go." This imp is gonna come up to you and attempt to bite you. The 9 hit.
Nope.
Jeez, what is the CR of this thing? Oh, challenge. Oh, okay, it's only CR1. Okay, that does not hit as it tries to bite you.
What, you thought Imp was going to be like really powerful?
Its thing does extra damage on a hit. It's like, holy shit, no.
Oh, yeah.
Rat King, you're up.
Okay. Let's start taking pot shots. These devils. Going at the edge of one of the roofs. One right in front of me.
Okay.
20 for 9 damage.
It is still standing, but it is really hurt.
In that case, I'm going to use the rats to do 1d6 more damage.
Okay, go for it.
This next one. 1.
1. Unfortunately, it's still standing after that.
That was the risk.
Mm-hmm. But it's an auto hit. That's the thing there. That's
that's what I was thinking.
It does need to make a strength throw, otherwise it gets moved somehow.
Oh no, I make a choice of what.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Bonus actions. That was its bonus action.
That wasn't a bonus action.
Okay. Simon, you're up.
Let's see. I'm going to hurry. What is my movement again?
Wait, it's not a bonus action.
Oh, it's not? It's just a...
No.
Oh,
You're confused.
So, Rat King, what do you want to do as your bonus action?
Yeah, so I'm not going to recommend anything else we did. Well, it says once in each of your turns, you can use the swarm to do blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, confusing me. Now it's going to attack it again.
Okay, go for it. Yes, is it listed under the no action list on your D&D Beyond? A 16 does hit, and you do the rest of the damage you need to do to kill it. This thing then comes falling out of the air, hitting the ground against the wall.
Cool. Yeah, it's just under features and traits. It's not under actions or anything like that.
If it would be under actions, it's probably all the way down under no action or anything like that.
Yeah, it's under other. But yep, that's it.
Yep, there you go. Yep. Okay, cool. Well, now we know that. Cool. Simon, you're up.
Well, I knew that, but you
All right.
you casted doubt in my mind.
The most dangerous of spells.
Fireball.
Gaslight.
Well, okay. If you could retcon, can you add a little bit of damage to the guy in the cart? Just pretend like they got filled with rats and it bit them.
Sure. Roll me a d6. Add that. There you go. Wrong way. There we go. All right.
Oh, I didn't know some things that
All right. Now, Simon, you may go.
All right. I can now finally see the cart. Can I roll to be able to see the face of the person holding the stone?
Make a perception check. This will not be your action, so you can just do that. It's going to be high because he's sort of barely looking out throughout the back window.
Yeah, he's also using the dodge actions as well.
Yeah, so
Okay.
unfortunately you don't.
All right, so can't memorize his face. But it looks like they're going to try to do a getaway, so I am using what seems to be working pretty well today, and I am going to be casting Sleep again.
Okay.
But my target is going to be basically at the cart, not far enough to get Brutrik, but hopefully good enough to get the horses.
What is the radius?
Radius is 20 foot.
20 feet. So
And range is 90, so it's far enough.
Horses is a pretty tough one, I remember.
Hope for the best. If we can...
Oh, you roll pretty
How
good.
the heck?
oh my god. All right, let's see how that happens. I'm going to say that you can angle it in such a way because it is a sphere, not a cylinder, correct?
Yes.
Yes. You'll be able to hit the horses, not the guard. Unless you want to hit Sharptooth as well, it's not going to hit the guard and it's not going to hit the imp, but it will hit the. You're focusing on the people in the cart and not Brutrik.
Yeah. Well, Sharptooth is fine. I don't want to hit Brutrik.
Yeah.
Well, nothing's hit Sharptooth yet.
Well, then in that case, tell me where you want to put it. Like, do you want?
As long as the horses are in there, that's good enough. I basically am hoping to
The
knock
horses
them out
and not
so they can
Brutrik, but Sharptooth is okay.
Yeah.
All right, then you can hit the guard, the imp, Sharptooth, the two people on the cart, and the horses. So,
Okay.
you have 33. I'm going to take out a pad of paper so I can do some math.
The lowest dice roll on that was a 5.
You see the driver fall asleep.
None of us ever wake up again.
On the plus side, my plan has worked already.
The imp fall asleep. You see one horse fall asleep.
Do they sleep standing up?
This one, no, this one just kind of like goes down and puts its legs down and just kind of like keels over a bit, kind of dragging, like kind of shifting everything a little bit to the north if it didn't have a wall right next to it. And unfortunately, that's all that gets taken out by that.
That's more than enough. That
Yeah.
means that okay, he could probably wake them, but they're at least unable to escape in any way for the next round.
Possibly.
And unless
Anything else?
they're the horse, nope. I think that's more than enough.
All right. This devil is actually going to go ahead and do a flyby at the Rat King, taking a bite as it comes in. It's a 13 hit.
It is not.
It's not. As it flies by you, it does a fork with a natural 1, leaving its distance. It does not provoke opportunity attacks. It does not provoke opportunity attacks because it has a special ability, but it is just out of your reach anyway. The guard is now up. It turns around after it hears the horses, and it sees you, Brutrik, thinking you did something to it. Comes up here and attacks you with its glaive. 24 hit.
Yeah.
Take 4 slashing damage.
Oh, that's so much better.
And yeah, I don't like that next thing. I'm just gonna do this normal. Okay. Yeah, and that's a start. Brutrik, you're up.
What could it be?
I'm just wondering, is there any way I could untie the horses from the carriage?
You have a sharp knife, dagger, something that does slashing damage.
I have darts. I guess it's
Darts
more
aren't
like
gonna darts aren't gonna cut anything open.
Can I?
You can take a turn just to kind of like break off the something with your immense strength, or like do that, but it
Yeah.
would be your action for the turn.
Yes, so I would like to essentially damage or sabotage the carriage to make it harder for them to get away.
Okay. You will have to get sort of. No, you're right next to it with your long arms. You take the one that's still awake, and you can sort of do that. Give me athletics check. If you are using your brute force trying to do this, yeah, you're able to just tear it right off. And you kind of give the horse a smack, get it sort of moving out of the way. Anything else? Bonus actions.
I guess that polearm guy is probably gonna beat me up. Can I move over and do Fury of Blows to try and knock him out?
I forget if Fury of Blows needs to attack first. Immediately after you take the attack action, so you wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay, so I can just do the regular unarmed strike as a attack.
No, I think that also requires that. Let me where is that ability? When you use the attack action and unarmed strike. So no, for either of those you need to attack first. Yeah.
Cool. Then I will be getting out of range of that polearm guy.
Alright, if you
I'm gonna spend a key point to use Step of the Wind.
Okay.
And just like move over here.
Alright, I mean he will be able to follow you, but you might have more movement than him.
Yeah, I'm just trying to not stand right beside him.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright.
Sharptooth, you're up.
I'm gonna, from here, I'm actually going to shoot the armory guy.
Okay, go for it. $21. Hits. Go ahead and roll. Oh, there we go. 10 damage. Does not do as much as you thought.
Hey, dude, over here. What you gonna do? You gonna pick on someone slightly smaller than you? That sounds like something you would do.
Roll an intimidation check. Well, see what happens on his turn. Anything else, Sharptooth?
me do healing word. Yeah, I could probably see. Can I see Brutrik from here? The angles are kind of.
No. You'd have to move. You have to move south a little bit. Probably to at least there. Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll do that, and then I'll cast just level 1 healing word.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Buddy, you're doing a good job.
Another 6.
Jeez, buddy. Thanks. I feel really appreciated.
With that, it is the person's in the cart, and he's like, blast it! He jumps out, looks back. Simon, give me a perception check, please. Do with advantage, because I kind of want you to see this. That's enough. This person jumps out, and there's a familiarity to him. You could have sworn you've seen him before. But he jumps out and continues moving, and then staying out of reach of Brutrik, the horse kind of just takes off down the street. He dashes and starts moving down the street as well. That horse is gone. The imp is up, however, it is asleep. However, Sharptooth, you feel something attack you from behind.
From the behind? In my behind?
Does a 21 hit?
Yeah.
You take 7 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You are fine as the poison that this second imp, hits you with does not take hold.
I'm drinking more harsh poison out of my own free will than this, sucker.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the. It says or half as much, and I'm like, no, screw it. It's that turn. Rat King, you're up.
How do you handle weapon swapping?
What do you want to do?
I want to take out my longbow.
So you'd have to stow the one weapon, or you would have to drop it because you have to take out another weapon. So you have to drop your hand crossbow or put it at your feet, and take out your longbow.
Yeah, you still attack with it?
Yep. Because you get one free item interaction, and sheathing or unsheathing a weapon counts.
Cool. So long. It has like 120.
120, like 300 or something like that.
I don't think
something like that.
I don't think we have ever used a single map that a longbow could not hit from one side to the other.
150, 600.
Yeah, if I could hit it with normal attack.
Yep. And
For some reason, this one.
there's no wind in this alley, so you'll have normal attack.
In fact, you could say there's wind in my favor. I get advantage.
Good. I could say that, but I'm not. Someone could give you advantage.
No! Oh, lucky. Ah, there we go.
No
I rolled a 1.
Nice. Oh, halfling luck. 25 does hit for this damage. Unfortunately, it doesn't do as much. Oh no, wait. Yeah, no, it does the normal amount of damage. I was looking at the roll stat block. This has no. He's still running.
Okay.
This is not a commoner.
Can I tell how hurt he is?
Not from this distance.
Okay. Have him do a strength check.
Okay.
I remember where we started this guy before. He's not the.
It's a different icon, so you wouldn't have actually seen this one.
Yeah.
But with Simon's keen mind thing, I'm giving you the fact that you note this from this distance. He rolled a 14.
The rats decided not to show up.
Rats can't keep up with his running.
It's my turn.
Simon.
Let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Ah! Did not see that around the corner. He was going to make chase for the guy, but now there's a thing in front of him.
There's an imp here, a guard here, spine devil here, and this guy over here. Plus the horse and the other sleeping imp and commoner.
Well, the imp directly in front of me gets a bunch of magic missiles.
Okay.
Like a bunch of panic magic missiles?
Yeah, pretty much.
This thing hits at 3. Unfortunately, it is still standing. It is very weak, though. You managed to hit a lot of... give it pretty good hurt.
He does not admittedly have very many attack spells. And this one is his panic one because...
auto hit.
Well, that and there's pretty much just a hand gesture used for it.
Make a history check for me, please, Simon.
Okay. I also
as you were thinking back to see where you've seen this person before.
Yes. I also messaged you 2 things.
Oh, let me double check that.
And feel free to tell me secretly so I can reveal later if I'm successful.
The first one, you were not able to see that directly. You know that it was probably being moved around, but you did not actually get a good look at it.
Okay.
The second one is not that.
Okay. And I probably don't remember right now.
With the 9, you don't. This spine devil is flying around, and he's going to go ahead and make just a tail swipe, or shoot his tail spine at Rat King. Does a 20 hit? 30-20.
As
you take 6 piercing damage, and then hear a searing burn on your thing as a sort of happens, a little bit of fire, heat. You take 3 additional fire damage for a total of 9.
Okay.
The guard starts running after the other person, and he actually just gets to about here, and then he stops and puts his weapon out as he is again at the ready. Brutrik, you're up.
There aren't guys in between. I would like to. Is there any way I can try to acrobatics around the polar man?
Unless you climb all the way up to the roof of the building you're next to, no, because he's got... If it was a normal weapon, I might say yes, but because it's a reach weapon, he's got pretty much the entire area covered.
How tall is this building?
Let's say that's probably 10 feet up on the very bottom of the peak, and probably 15 to the top.
Okay. I would like to jump on top of this building.
Okay. It'll take you...
Start pursuing.
It'll take you 20 feet to get up there because climb.
Yeah.
And then you can move normally.
So that'll just be another 20. Then I will pursue on the roofs.
That works.
Alright.
Sharptooth, you are up.
Did Brutrik do any attack? What happened?
Oh yeah, you still have an action, Brutrik.
Oh, Yeah, I'm gonna throw a dart, I guess, at the guy holding
Yeah,
this.
go
Sorry.
for it.
I thought
Go for
that
it.
getting up on the roof would have counted as an action.
No, it's easy enough. There's a lot of cobblestone, and there's even a bunch of boxes over here to give you a thing up. So roll. An 8 doesn't hit anyway, so might as well.
Yeah, just lost a dart.
Yeah. Oh, fiddlesticks! That was my favorite dart. I got a bullseye with that once. In any case, Sharptooth, you can continue. I see you moved north once for the imp.
Yeah, move 5 feet, and then I'm going to melee attack.
Okay, you can melee attack from where you were standing. Actually, even better because then you have advantage because you'll be flanking with Simon somehow.
Okay. Yeah.
Best friend.
Yeah, my best friend.
Yeah.
Dagger attack. Dagger.
So go ahead and roll with advantage. 21. Roll again in case you get a crit.
What?
You may roll one more time in case you get a crit. Well, you did, but you got the wrong crit. Either way, the 21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 5. Yeah, this thing, unfortunately... Yeah, I'm going to say you killed it.
I was gonna bonus dagger it if it didn't kill it anyways.
Yeah. I'll just say you kill it because you'll just hit it with its other dagger anyway.
Imagine you're just still stabbing it. It's just already dead.
No, it's already dead. Anything else, Sharptooth? You want? You can use the other attack on the imp up here.
That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna stab this dude.
Go ahead.
Stop! It's already dead.
It hits and is an auto crit. So go ahead and roll your dice twice. Five. Once again, you do 2 damage when needing 3, but I'm going to say you kill it.
Just like covered in like I suppose blood or whatever it's in them. It's been like he's just on like such much an adrenaline day that he's still heavy breathing.
Ah! And you may continue moving as you have another 25 feet of movement.
That would have been really bizarre for Simon to see because it would have been like, stab, and then run a stab, and then just running away.
Yeah, if I had any movement left, I'd have moved him back 5 feet.
Take an attack of opportunity from that imp. This person dashes out of the alley and into the crowd. You can see where he's going. You've not lost sight of him, especially with Brutrik on top there. But he is no longer in this combat. Before Rat King goes, Rat King, you feel something from behind you. The 23 hits.
Hashtag too many imps. Yeah.
You take 4 damage and I need you to make a con save.
Twelve.
12. One more than you needed, so I'm not even gonna do the half damage because I don't like that. As another imp comes into... Yeah, it's 3 imps doing potentially extra poison damage. Nope! So, making this not a little easier. But, appears to be the only imp that's left. Rat King, you are now up.
Yes, I'll drop my longbow then. Take out my short sword.
Okay. Well, you can take out your crossbow because I can say you moved there, then dropped your crossbow, so the crossbow's at your feet on this flat roof.
Might pick it up.
Yeah, you can pick it up.
Attack the imp. 15.
15 hits for 10 damage, which is exactly what you need to kill it. Because it's a no, do these guys even have? Yeah, they do, but you have a +1 weapon, so it is dead.
Can I see? I can see that.
Yep,
my
you're
guy.
you're up like 15 feet, so you're good. 10, 15 feet, so you're good.
Advantage attacking the armor guy.
Okay.
Or what appears to be armor, but could be. It's more like a
It does
fleshy
hit,
armor.
and it does do the full 6 damage because you have +1 weapon. But yeah,
I want my rats to go and bite him for an additional 1. That's
nice
up
one.
dice.
But it does do the full 1 damage. Anything else, Wrecking?
I don't know if those. I don't know if those count as. Well, I guess it's a 1, doesn't matter. But I don't know if the swarm counts.
It's
as,
probably piercing, but I will call it magical since it's it's a magic-y effect. So not gonna bother.
yeah, piercing damage.
Anything? Any movement?
I want to jump down and head towards them as close as I can.
When you either jump down, you can actually go along the roofs if you want.
I guess I should have moved before I attacked, but it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Simon, you're up.
He doesn't really want to go forward after a Sharptooth thing, but everybody else seems to be, and there's another imp behind me, so 15, 20...
Is it behind you?
Oh, it's the Spine Devil.
Oh, yeah.
that thing.
Yeah, I forgot about him. Should have attacked him.
They all need to go down.
I can get there, I think.
Okay.
Or, no, there.
5, 10,
No.
15, 20, 25. Yeah, there.
And I am running low on spells. So I am going to just throw a firebolt at the armored guy.
Okay. 14 hits. As it hits, he does not flinch. The fire damage does not hurt him.
Huh. Interesting.
Almost like he's got demon blood.
I wasn't gonna say it. Anything else, Simon?
No, he starts contemplating in his head the number of things that could possibly be immune to fire.
Make a history check for the previous seeing the guy's face. Right, I'm gonna send you a message.
Yay, I know something you don't know.
He's your father. No. Alright, sent that on Discord. Anything else, Simon?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. This flying devil, I will roll for random to see who it hits. Let's look at Brutrik. It's going to try and take a swipe at Brutrik with its ranged weapon, if I can find it. Its range is, I think... Yeah, but it's going to try and get closer, so it was about here. Yeah, that's about as far as it can go. But it's going to go ahead and take a swipe at disadvantage at you with its tail spine. Not really a swipe, but an attack. It was an 8 hit. I assume it does not. As these hit your feet.
Is
And
it a missile attack?
it's... Yes, actually, it would be considered a missile attack.
I would like to spend a key point just because I haven't really done it yet.
Uh-huh.
And deflect
Or-
missile attack.
Okay. Now,
And then so I spend
well,
a
it's
key
it's
point.
your reaction if you get hit, but I will say that if you want to try and just grab it from its obvious miss, feel free.
Yes. And then, so the key point will be spent to make a range attack back at it.
Okay.
Yes.
It'll be at disadvantage because it's pretty far away, but it's still within the 2060 that these things are. So go ahead.
Bugbear can dream. So what?
Oh yeah, roll A. It's a thrown weapon, and so roll me A, and you can attack with your.
Like just the dart?
Yeah, I'll treat it like the dart. It's essentially a dart. So go ahead and do the dart attack.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Oof, still hits. Still hits.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
5. Yep, still does the 5. Range. Oh, it's 60 feet, so you'll be able to, with a piece of ammunition you caught, same reaction. You make this proficiency, and the missile counts as a monk weapon for the attack. Okay, so yeah, it's the normal sort of damage. You do a couple of damage to it. It is still resistant to its thing, so it does a little bit of damage. It's not a magical spine tail, but you catch it, and it kind of like singes your hand a little bit, but not enough to do any damage to you, and you throw it back really quickly.
There's like a bald spot in his like palm hair.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Dude.
I noticed
that-
that too.
The guard.
Harry.
The guard backs up some more and is just kind of doing the same sort of thing. Readies an action.
Unless you're protecting the guy.
Okay, Brutrik, you're up.
I would like to make a dash movement. Would this be my 4th dash?
You are no longer in a chase, so it's just normal dashing, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, so I'm gonna dash so I can get into the crowd with the person we're chasing. So
Okay.
Just be like run along and then just jump into the crowd after him.
All right, you do that. You manage to evade the guard, and you are now chasing after this person. Give me a perception or investigation check as you're trying to make sure you can see him in the crowd, with advantage because you could see him just before you jumped down. Okay, yeah, you spot him and you start running right after him.
Okay, cool.
Sharptooth, you're up.
I'm gonna follow after them.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot the pole arm guy.
All right, go for it. Will hit. Doing even less damage than that, unfortunately.
Hey, buddy! It's me again!
Anything else?
That is my turn.
Okay. The imps are all dead. Rat King, you are up.
Oh, wait, that's my devil still alive? It is.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire. I'm gonna attack him.
I'll say you only use 20 feet of movement to get there because you can easily jump across this. So you'll still have 5 feet of movement after.
16?
16 will hit. Doing the total damage. He's pretty damn hurt. But he's still standing.
6 more damage as the rats
He's
form over his
looking
body.
he is looking really bad after the rats, magically just jump into the air and hit him. Bite him. He's looking really rough.
Still alive though.
Yep.
8. Well, 8 damage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was looked away for a second. Doing a crit, doing 8 damage, more than enough than he needed. He falls to the ground dead.
Even the damage rolls for ones get re-rolled.
Yeah,
lucky.
I think that's how it is with the lucky halfling luck.
Yep.
Yeah, that's any ones get re-rolled, and then you keep whatever you get.
Yeah. So nicely done. Anything else, Rat King? You can still have 5 feet of movement.
I think there's another race. Oh, it's one of the Unearthed Arcana, the hippo race. Like you can't roll 1 for damage or something like that.
Oh, that's nice. The gifts. Simon.
Good thing that thing's dead. 5, 10, 15, 20. Move here. And alright, fire doesn't seem to work on him. So the actually, let's see, is he no, he's not close enough. Okay, only other spell I have that isn't a 15-foot range. Another magic missile barrage.
All right.
Which takes up the last spell slot for my first levels.
Let's hope you don't need any more.
I'm keeping this a second level in reserve.
All right. Guy's starting to look rough as the missiles hit him. He's getting real wear and tear. Anything else?
No. Apart from just a mutter to Sharptooth on the heat of battle. I believe I remember who is holding the stone.
What?
Yeah.
But that guard is up. Yeah, he comes in swinging. He's gonna come up right here, Sharptooth. He's gonna try and hit you with his. As he comes up with you, actually, we'll do this one first. First one is going after Simon with the glaive. Does a 12 hit?
Yes. As pathetic as that is.
You take 10 slashing damage.
Yeah. And
I know who it is. It's
I'm already below half health.
I know who it is. Simon dies before he can say who it is.
The murderer.
I have an idea who it might be.
This guard, like, suddenly the sort of shifting goes around. I'll say that it's not illusion magic on this thing. It's what it's wearing. It's not actual armor. It's more of a costume that kind of looks like this. But he throws off his mask, and this is another sort of devil creature, and it takes its beard and attacks with Sharptooth. Attacks at Sharptooth. Does a 12 hit Sharptooth?
You're attacked with Sharptooth. No, it does not.
As you duck away, just out of its swing. Brutrik, you are running and keeping track in the crowd of after this person.
Yes.
Sharptooth, you're up. It is a bearded devil.
I'm gonna stab it.
I feel like if you described that enemy as anything, the follow-up would have been, I'm gonna stab it.
16.
16 hits.
Yeah, so imagine like
Doing
a deadly looking guy, but his beard are made of like snakes. That's kind of what you let's picture him there.
I'm
And
gonna
like a
stab
man
it
Medusa.
more.
if you can attack him again, you need to do another attack. I'm sorry. The 6 actually hit. You do one more bit of damage after that. You're looking for. Go ahead and roll again if you're doing roll your offhand dagger. 20 hits. Go ahead and roll damage proper. Another 4, but this time getting the maximum hit instead of minimum, but still only does 2 because of his resistance. It is looking really bad.
I think I'm clicking into the window, and then sometimes it will go, and sometimes it won't. So that's why there's two of them.
It's fine. It's as we whenever there's more than one, I always take them in order of how they rolled here because they are put in order of certain. It doesn't sort them by high low. Anything else, Sharptooth?
No, that's everything.
Okay, Rat King.
Okay. I go, oh, that's a double. And I'm gonna shoot it. Shoot twice.
22 does hit for
for
6, doing the maximum damage because you have a +1 weapon. It's looking really rough.
And the rats will do 4.
Rats take 4. It is still standing. It is on its last bit of last leg.
Well, we're doing like a long battle, so I can take advantage of these.
Yeah.
Do one more attack.
I imagine they turn into a bigger rat and then bite down on him.
13 just hits as you finally get a much more damage than you guys have been rolling a lot of ones, but he only had 3 HP left, so he is down. You guys continue into the crowd to try and follow Brutrik and the mysterious man.
He's not a mystery. Simon knows who he is.
Possibly. But would you all like to pursue?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
For dramatic purposes, would now be a good time to stop for the day?
Yeah, I was going to stop for the day because it is that one a little longer because everything had resistance, and I didn't have them kill you, so...
I don't have magic hands.
Yeah. Or any silvered weapons or silvered hands. But, good job, everybody. Actually, I'll have... No, we're fine. Everybody can easily spot Brutrik in a crowd.
I don't know.
I hope so.
Blends in.